that guy's been the man for sure. Alex Faedo, 10 strikeouts tonight. He breaks his own Florida record at the College World Series back in 2016. First round draft pick, 18th overall to the Detroit Tigers. Big boy, 6'5", 220, and he's got him right where he wants him. Only 2 hits allowed, 10 Ks. He's got a 3-0 lead as we go to inning 7.
Carl, because of the crazy rain in Gainesville in the Super Regional, Alex Faedo had no idea he was taken 18th overall by the Tigers until after that game. He had tried to text his dad during one of the rain delays, asking him if he knew anything, and he said, "Son, focus on your game. I'm not telling you anything." So then when Florida was able to dogpile after beating Wake Forest, Dalton Guthrie, his buddy, finally came up to him and let him know that he had been drafted by the Tigers. Of course, Alex Faedo had to close out that game, pitching a couple innings to send this team to Omaha.
You know, that is one thing. It would be nice from a Major League Baseball standpoint if we would not start the draft on a Monday. Because the Monday of Super Regionals sometimes is the biggest game that a lot of these kids are going to play. And to have to think about the draft that same day, if they could start it on a Tuesday, let Supers finish, and then allow the draft to go from there, it would be a nice nod to the college game, because I think it would be a lot easier for these kids that have enough to think about already.
This one to right field, and the first out. What's the urgency to the draft then? Why wouldn't they? And maybe they've considered it. Why wouldn't you bring the draft here to the College World Series and have it the night before the College World Series kicks off?
Start it on Wednesday. If you start it on Wednesday, it's a 3-day process. Okay, so if you start it on Wednesday and you go Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, nobody's playing any games. So you could bring the kids here. We can do it across the street. We'll go do it in the CenturyLink Center. And I think the environment would be incredible to have it here. But also, you don't cross over with any games that are actually being played. Remember a few years ago, Dansby Swanson's the first pick of the draft, and it happened like 9 minutes after they won a Super Regional. You got enough other stuff to worry about that day. It'd be nice if we could do it on days that there's no games. And yeah, it'd be even better if we could do it here.
Well, you have the best teams in the country here, oftentimes the best players. I know that there are obviously a big high school component to it, but for a league that's so interested in youth baseball still exists at the college level. These are still kids. They're college students.
And here's the numbers. Opening day this year, right at 50% of the players on our major league rosters came from college. 26% international free agent, 24% high school draft. So, I mean, most of the guys that are getting to the major league level are going through this route. I think it'd be a good nod to this game to do that.
The other thing that happens here in Omaha that people don't generally see is when the College World Series pulls into town, so do thousands of young kids who are playing in travel tournaments. You could literally, if you're looking at a major league draft, you could bring former players here. You could have the draftees here. You could bring there and make it a big celebration. The idea that you're in the middle of a game trying to text your dad in a rain delay doesn't make any sense.
And I think a lot of the players that also play that aren't even in the College World Series would be attracted to come.
Absolutely.
The invitation of being here.
And the high school kids too.
And you have the audience. Again, you said it correctly. With the CenturyLink Center across the street, this would be a perfect no-brainer for it.
1-800-ROB Manfred, Tony Petiti. We'll get them on that.
And I think that's the other part. Minor league baseball season starts. Short season baseball starts. The short season league starts. And you want to get those players in time, at least a couple weeks before those leagues get in. You send them to that extended spring area in order for those teams to go.
So I understand the time of year. So I want to make sure, like, you have to do it based on what the minor league schedule is. I get the time of year, but moving it by a day or two doesn't make any difference.
Faedo just struck out his 11th batter. So here are the guys that are at the College World Series within the first 60 picks. And we saw McKay today. We're seeing Faedo tonight. We've seen Lang, who went to the Cubs with the last pick in the first round.
Saw Rasmussen already. Obviously, Dykeman had a big hit for LSU. Drew Ellis earlier today for Louisville, and Corbin Martin, who scuffled today for A&M.
And that's just the first 60.
Yeah. That's just
Guthrie won in the 7th round.
So that's day one.
Right.
Those are day one guys right there. Just an idea. Ravi can host it because he needs more things to do. That'd be perfect.
I'm in on that. We're gonna do some inquiring right now about
Like it.
thought of moving the draft. Very progressive people in that front office now. I think that it's
I agree.
At least it's something that would be kicked around or considered. Faedo's got at least one strikeout every inning. Strikeout number 11 this inning and over 102 pitches. So with the bullpen being as it is, which is solid, how many more pitches and innings? And again, the